wonder what you got, you rascal.
Hey everybody, it's the Shockfest Radio Hour. I'm Jeffrey McCobb, Festival Director of Shockfest. I'm here with Professor Wang, Arabella the Kitty Cat, and Asia Elfman, Bloody Bridget. We're going to be announcing nominees today, giving away prizes, and of course, we're going to be playing games, like always, the Shockfest Radio Hour.
This is your Shockfest Radio Hour.
Can you erase this? What you listening to?
What you listening to?
What you listening to?
What you listening to?
What you listening to? The Shockfest Radio Hour.
All right, folks, you know the deal. I want you to write in the comments the name of your production. Write the word ELFMAN in the comments to potentially win a prize today. I'll pop this up again later. Definitely write your films and screenplays in the comments because it's all about shameless self-promotion here on the Shockfest Radio Hour. Today, we have the legendary Richard and Anastasia Elfman of Bloody Bridget.
Hey!
Today, what's the movie? Well, tell us a little bit about your work. Richard, Anastasia, talk about Bloody Bridget. This is a feature film that has been hitting the festival circuit that's going to be playing at Shockfest. It's a great, great movie. I'd love to hear a little about it.
Well, it's bloody, it's sexy, it's wall-to-wall music by my brother Danny Elfman and Ego Plum. Anastasia kicks ass and rips and eats people's hearts out.
Awesome. So for people who haven't seen the movie, can you give a brief description of what the film is about?
Okay, so in a nutshell, if you go to Jamaica, you have Rastafarians. Now, they kind of appropriated Haile Selassie, the former emperor of Ethiopia, and deified him. And Stafari is his name, and Ras is king, hence Rastafarians. So if you go to Haiti, the god of death is Baron Samedi, top hat, cigar, rum, women, and his wife is the only Caucasian deity, Maman Bridget, who's an Irish Celtic Saint Bridget from Ireland, and that's really how it is. So Baron Samedi hasn't seen his wife in 90 years and mistakes a red-haired Irish burlesque dancer and turns her into a Valentine vampire. Blood only whets her appetite.
She has to eat the beating hearts of her victims.
Yeah, they all fucking deserve it.
That's right.
And you created something unique for Bloody Bridget. It's not just a vampire with fangs and you know, a nice dress. I mean, she's got an amazing design. Can you talk a little bit about the character design of this monster?
Well, that was Roy Kinnear, Soda Effects. And believe it or not, when I first met Anastasia, nights at Stella Adler, but her day job was in a practical horror effects house. So that's kind of how we got together. So we got the top, I mean, I didn't have a big budget, but we had a lot of the top people in Hollywood helping, including with our practical effects.
That's awesome. And folks, really quickly, I'm going to talk a little bit about Shockfest. We're going to be doing 2 shows this year. We have a live show in New York City, December 9th. We have a virtual show on December 2nd. They're both Saturdays of the first 2 Saturdays of December. Now is your time to get your tickets. The tickets are in the description. We have half off tickets across the board. New York City is STS23. The virtual is Tom23. Get your tickets. Richard and Anastasia will be at both the live show and the virtual show. And we will be screening Bloody Bridget at the live show. Is this a New York premiere officially, Richard and Anastasia? I'd love to hear a little bit about the film and how it's been getting out there.
Yeah, it's the New York. I mean, we've been in like a dozen cities, but this will be our New York premiere, and there'll be live music and burlesque before the show to put you in the fucking mood.
Excellent. Live music and burlesque from
Richard, are you doing burlesque?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes! Yes! We'll throw money at ya!
And actually, Wang has been talking quite a bit about our cash prizes at Shockfest. We're going to be giving away cash prizes this year. In fact, we just made a video promo that reveals the monetary value of our cash prizes. Professor Wang, would you like to start this video for us?
Let's roll it, but I want to see Richard do burlesque. Yes!
No, it's her burlesque. You don't want to see my ass. Or maybe you do. I don't know.
Apparently, Wang does. All right, so let's go ahead and play this video promo to talk about Shockfest and what's coming.
Welcome to Shockfest Film Festival 2023! We are giving away money! The Shocker Award, you get $666! And for the other winners, $6.66. Live games, cash prizes, and film screening!
And all of this.
No! All of this and much, much more here in New York City at Symphony Space. Did I mention cash prizes?
It's not working.
Did I mention cash prizes?
See, I can't turn it.
Did I mention cash prizes?
Damn it. It's not working.
Did I mention cash prizes? Shockfest 2023! Shock the system!
All right, folks, let's shock the system. It's going to be in New York City. Richard and Anastasia Elfman will be presenting their film Bloody Bridget. We already have our friend Robert Chusetta from Australia saying looking forward to watching Bloody Bridget. That's great.
Hi.
Let's go back to this Q&A. Richard and Anastasia, I'd love to hear a little bit about how you two got together. How did you two meet?
God, it was, I was getting whipped in the public square, and then she gave me water. Oh, no, that was Quasimodo. Something like that.
Oh my God, I actually believed it, but you guys are just so cute. I love you. You really are. I just want to lick both of you.
We have the Guignol Fest as commenting. See you both on the 29th. So looks like we got Grand Guignol Fest in the house.
Oh,
15th
yeah.
annual.
Believe it or not, we're doing 3 films there.
Really?
Forbidden Zone, Aliens, Clowns, and Geeks, and then Bloody Bridget.
Let's talk a little bit about all 3 of those movies. Forbidden Zone was a classic, and I know a lot of our audience are in attendance, are big fans of the movie. Can you talk a little about the inspiration for Forbidden Zone?
Well, I had a group called the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo that became Oingo Boingo, and basically we were changing from a musical theatrical troupe into a rock band, and so I kind of put my stage show on film. You know, with a lot of insanity, too much drinking, a stream of diarrhea, and all of that. And I subsequently colorized it, and then some fixes that I wanted to do 40 years ago, I just did last year. So this is a slightly different cut. There are a few things I wanted to change in the film, and now I did.
Somebody's commenting about your movie. Sounds really fun and entertaining. I love vampire films, and it looks like they wrote a vampire screenplay as well. Why vampires, Richard and Anastasia? I would love to hear what was the inspiration for this particular mythical creature?
Because they're sexy.
Anna grew up on horror films. What was it?
Well, I didn't write the film, so what was inspiring you to write the film?
God, I don't know. It's like blood only whets her appetite. She must eat their beating hearts. But it was, and also Anna does this dark, bloody burlesque. It's more David Lynch than some, Dita Von Teese, whatever her name is. So that kind of inspired me too. Was your dark burlesque? It's very dark. It's very bloody.
Well, and we love horror films. We love vampire films. So we loved it so much that we made one.
And you mentioned Aliens, Clowns, and Geeks, which is the other film that you have created. Could you talk a little bit about that film? It's fantastic.
Well, it's a very poignant story of an out-of-work actor wakes up with the key to the universe stuck up his ass. that Vern Troyer, Mini-Me from Austin Powers, it was his last film. He's an intergalactic emperor, which comes to get the key.
R.I.P. to Vern
Troyer.
Story. It's a fantastic film. So you mentioned it's going to be screening at Guignol Fest. Are there other ways people can watch it?
You can see it online, and streaming. Yeah, it's out there.
Excellent.
Yeah, there's a fun Blu-ray available too on VD. So
Charles Govey asks, how is it like working with your own family compared to working with non-family members in the film industry?
Yeah, how was it?
Well, okay, so we get along amazingly, even under hard working conditions. So we're very lucky like that. We just mesh like Fred and Ginger. God, my brother, what do? Your little brother turns out to be Mozart Jr. I'll take it. Hey, Danny, I need some help, and it won't cost you anything. So that's there. And then my son, Bodie Elfman, not as famous as his wife, Jenna Elfman, just was Darman Greg, Fear the Walking Dead. But he's got like about 200 IMDb credits. He starred in Aliens, Clowns, and Geeks. And then Anastasia starred in Bloody Bridget. And she's a trooper, which is another story I can tell you about.
That's awesome. Well, folks, Richard and Anastasia Elfman will be at both the virtual and the live show. And December 2nd, Saturday, and December 9th, Saturday. 9th will be in New York City. The 2nd will be in Filmocracy. Tickets are available now, and you can get tickets in the description of this video. The discount code is also available. We have 50% off tickets across the board. We want you guys to hang out with us, have fun. We're going to be pulling the curtain back to discuss things like distribution and how it's out to get you. We're going to be talking about how to raise money for film grants, and we're going to be talking about how to build an audience and a variety of other things. We have guests like Juliet Landau from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Steve Balderson will be talking about how to raise grant money from his incredible book, How to Find Investors. And, of course, Joe Castro will be discussing movie distributors to stay away from and why. We have a ton of other great guests. Now's the time to get your tickets. Description. Link is in the description. Go ahead and grab your tickets. We want to see you at Shockfest. Now, let's see. And, folks, if you have questions that you would like to ask Richard and Anastasia, go ahead and write them in the comments. Richard and Anastasia are Hollywood legends. They made some incredible films. They've been working in Hollywood for how many years? God, decades. And this film, Bloody Bridget, is an incredible collaboration with a lot of great folks. A lot of unsung heroes are in that film. I noticed the Radioactive Chicken Heads were in that movie. And
Yep.
I wanted to talk a little about that. How'd you get hooked up with that band? They were great.
Well, we're in some of their videos. We're friends with them. We're not allowed to say their names. They're kind of like,
We've already said too much.
We've already said
Stop
too much.
asking us.
Sure. Point is, they're awesome.
They're going to show up in the middle of the night and,
I mean, the guy does wear a giant carrot for a head. So, I mean,
you got to be
Well, so do I.
Oh, gosh.
Jeffrey, I have a question.
Yes, Grace.
It's actually Arabella the kitty.
Arabella.
But Anastasia, your dancing was just so sexy and perfect in the movie. When did you start dancing?
I've been dancing since I was 3. I am classically trained in ballet and grew up in the theater. So since I was 3, professionally.
How did you go from ballet to burlesque?
I don't know. There's some just started doing burlesque one day. I don't know if there was a definite starting point.
You gave me inspiration.
Burlesque is dark. It's different.
Dark and balletic.
It's
very, very dance centric. So
yeah.
I don't, it's all me.
You gave me inspiration to start. Now I want to. So
be careful. We'll sign you up in the show. Be careful, young lady.
No, I am already an established belly dancer. So now I want to get into burlesque.
Wow.
So she really inspired me. So thank you.
Anastasia, can you hear me?
Yes. Is there some kind of a prize?
Maybe, but first, I would like to see a sneak peek of your burlesque. I'm not sure if anyone else has seen it on live.
Stephen Chang says Anastasia and She-Venge on 1031 Part 2. She's amazing, and so I'm definitely watching her. People are watching.
Oh, yes.
Can you show us a preview?
No, I can't. You have to be there.
Oh, my goodness.
No free shows here.
Why
Nothing
not?
is free, Professor Wang.
Good luck.
You only get free rejections, Professor Wang.
Oh, no.
So Richard and Anastasia will be joining us at Shockfest, both the live show and the virtual show, December 2nd and December 9th. These are both Saturdays. Join us at Shockfest. Tickets are in the description. You will have an opportunity to screen your movie if you are at the virtual festival, also at the live festival, by voting on your film. So now's the time to get your tickets. You want to pack the house. We want to get as many people tuned in, voting on your film. We're going to be talking about such things as how to avoid getting screwed by the film industry, specifically the distribution game, how to find investors for your productions, how to build audience for your productions. These are such topics we're going to be talking about at Shockfest. We want you there. Hey, Stephen Chang.
You gotta be careful that the show might be too bloody and sexy for some of you.
It might be too attractive. It might be too cool. Especially if we got burlesque. And I understand, Richard and Anastasia, you guys will be bringing some burlesque to the show as well, the live performance. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Well, she's going to maybe even rip someone's heart out.
Maybe. Guys, who could say no to that, folks? Join us in New York City. Now is the time. Speaking of which, in just a little bit, we're going to be announcing a few nominees. But first, I think it's about time we spin the wheel. What do you think, Professor Wang?
Let's do it now!
Folks, one of you in the audience is going to have an opportunity to win cash. I asked you earlier to write the name ELFMAN in the comments, and a few of you did. So let's go back and see who did. I believe we had Charles Govey. Where are
Charles
you?
Govey!
Charles Govey. Charles Govey, right in the comments. We got your... There you are. Charles Govey.
ELFMAN, yes!
All right. Let's go for it. We're going to go ahead and spin this wheel.
Spin it.
And Charles, whatever it lands on, you are the winner. Whether it be a good prize or a bad prize, let's go ahead and spin it.
Let it spin.
Oh my goodness, Charles, you landed on negative $20.
You owe me money.
You're gonna have to take Wang, we're not going to make Charles pay you $20. That's just
Why not?
Happening. Charles is too cool. He says booby prize. Charles, let's give you another spin. We're going to give Charles, he says dough. We're going to give you one more spin. You're not giving Professor Wang $20. We're just not going to do it. That'd be funny if you land on it. Got a Wang Bang!
Wang Bang!
Wang Bang! Charles, you got a Wang Bang. Professor Wang, you want to explain what the Wang Bang entails?
Well, first off, does he want to have a Wang Bang?
Charles, do you want to have a Wang Bang? Write in the comments. Let us know if you want to have a Wang Bang.
Does he even know what that is, though?
Mr. ELFMAN, do you know what a Wang Bang is?
Well, no!
Do you want to find out?
Dylan Hillerman knows what it is. He owes him money. Sure, let's go, says Charles.
All right, it's very simple. You have to guess how much money I'm going to throw in your face.
Okay, so Professor Wang's going to throw money in your face, Charles. You have to guess how much money that is.
All right, here it goes. Oh, there you go, right all over your face. There you go. How much do you think I threw in your face?
Now, Charles, if you can guess how much money Professor Wang is presenting to you, you can win all of that money. Go ahead and write a number in the comments.
Make it
win. And while we do that, I'm going to take a moment to talk about Shockfest really, really quickly. Folks, Shockfest, especially the virtual show, is going to be really fun. It's held on Filmocracy just like last year. Had a really great time. We talked about topics such as how to raise money on an Indiegogo campaign. In fact, we have a quick clip with Richard Grieco and the Mahal brothers discussing exactly ways you can raise money to produce your film. These are the types of conversations we have at Shockfest, folks. Now's the time to get your tickets.
We've raised over $3 million on Indiegogo alone, not including equity investments. The first thing you want to do is create an LLC to avoid getting taxed and having it under your personal bank account. Set the goal lower than what you actually want to hit. Let's say your goal's $25,000, set the goal at $10,000 because, if you're a first-time fundraiser, people look at it and they're like, wow, $100 isn't going to do shit. Keep the cap on the goal as low as possible because, once you crush the goal, then more people get interested in the project and want to contribute. I always set the perks anywhere from $10 to now we have a $100,000 perk. I used to laugh. People used to be, why do you have a $5,000 perk? Why do you have a $25,000 perk? I've had 7 or 8 people claim the $25,000 perk. So don't be afraid to do bigger perks. Somebody that's backed your campaign will back your campaign 4 to 5 times. So any day that I can't find money from you people, I will go through the list of backers that have already contributed and go after them.
So, folks, that's the type. This is the type of shenanigans we do at Shockfest. Guys, this is what Shockfest is about. We want to give you tangible, actual value, things that a lot of people in Hollywood don't really seem to want to care about giving you. We want to see you succeed. We want to see your movies made. We want to see your movies make it to the market, and we want to celebrate them with you. That's what Shockfest is about. So our guests are here to tell you actual, tangible, valuable advice, point you in the right direction of where to give your where to send your movie, where to get it distributed, how to get it distributed, and of course, how to thrive as an artist. That's what Shockfest is. Get your tickets now. We can't wait to have you join us. Richard and Anastasia, let's ask 1 or 2 more quick questions. But whoa, Charles Govey. Charles Govey, I left Charles hanging.
Yes, what was his guess?
$75.
Oh, all right. Matt, Jeffrey and Grace, what was the amount I told you guys earlier? I told you you could win the money. What was the amount?
What was the amount, Arabella?
100. 100.
Oh, sorry, Charles. You missed it. It was 100.
Actually, not 100. It was $99.
99.
Sneaky, Professor Wang. Sneaky.
But
okay.
you will still win money. We will give you $6.66.
That's
yes!
right, Charles. And I'm going to send you a small prize in the mail. Send me your mailing address. I believe I have it, but if not, just send it to me anyway. You've got my email. Send me your mailing address. We're going to send you a prize in the mail. Richard, Anastasia, let's talk to you guys a little bit longer before we move on to nominees. So, Bloody Bridget, you have made a really unique, interesting movie with great visuals. It's very entertaining. And I've seen it's been doing very well on the festival circuit. I'd like to ask you advice for filmmakers. What do you do to stay fresh in the festival circuit with your production?
I don't know how we just entered some festivals. We've won 3 or 4. We've gone to Brazil, Canada. I'm a Latin percussionist. By the way, they've got better percussionists in Brazil than Canada, although we like our Canadian friends. And we've got we're just hitting all these cities. And Anastasia and we do live shows, which are just too much fucking fun.
I'm seeing a mention in the comments about Kill Dolly Kill, which is my friend Heidi Moore's film that we shot my scenes like 7 years ago, and it's just being released with Trauma. And so I have a fun, silly part there. And I haven't even seen it, so I can't wait for everybody else to see it. And I love Heidi, and I love all the people that I worked with there. So yay, women in horror.
Also, here's a story. So she's doing this other horror film in Las Vegas,
which was 10/31.
Yeah. So
Overkill with Drew Marvick. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we're staying at the Bellagio, and so she comes in each night, 3 a.m, dripping with blood, and I have to rush her through the lobby, and it caused a stir every night, with security running over.
Yeah, they thought that I'd escape being murdered in my big trench coat full of blood, just trying to get to my hotel room.
I mean, it is Vegas. It's not like that stuff doesn't happen there.
No, they were pretty okay with it. I was worried that they were going to call the cops, but it was fine. I mean, I was so tired. I wasn't really in the mood to chat with anybody. And I just gotten killed in the film too. So that was exhausting, but that was Overkill with Drew Marvick, and it's so much fun to work with him. I love him.
Yeah, I think we're playing Las Vegas December 2nd.
Yes, and he's going to come and visit and maybe get murdered.
Ooh, that's fun. And shout out to Heidi Moore. She is a friend of the festivals. And of course, shout out to Lloyd Kaufman from Trauma, who will be at both the live and virtual shows as well. Heidi's a friend of Shockfest, so we wish her all the best.
Oh, perfect.
And,
I love her.
Absolutely. We love her too. She's great. Wonderful person. And we hold our events in Vegas as well. So, Heidi, if you're watching, we can't wait to see you when we'll be back in Vegas. Charles says we covered an actress in blood on the sidewalk once, and it was so sweet how many people came up to make sure she was all right. Story reminds me of that. It sparked inspiration, Anastasia.
That's so kind. Nobody, I guess I kind of cared, but they were more like, oh no, what are we gonna deal with now?
Robert Jusena asks, Anastasia, how many times did you kill and have been killed in past movies? That's kind of the kind of thing that, people keep track of.
I don't get killed in many films. I think maybe one with Stacey Lynn Wilson and her Karma's a Bitch. But then I come back. Usually, spoiler alert, I'm usually cast as like an unsuspecting, sweet person, and then I end up being the murderer or a demon. So I like those kind of films. That's why I love doing horror and horror comedies, because as a woman, I'm always fighting to do something that's fun and challenging, and that's where it is for women right now, is in horror.
I'm glad you have these opportunities. And I'm glad you have these opportunities. And frankly, as an audience member, we're grateful to have you. So thank you, Anastasia. Thank you. Well, folks, we have a little more time. You can still ask Anastasia and Richard Elfman questions if you'd like to write them in the comments. But it's
Jeffrey,
yes.
Time for Anastasia to spin the wheel next. Yes,
Anastasia, spin the wheel. Let's do it. Anastasia, it's time for you to spin the wheel.
You can win some money.
Can I use your hand to spin it?
That sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
I'll use my brain waves. Okay, are we ready?
Oh, my hand's moving. I can't control it. It's like you're controlling my hand.
Oh, okay.
Money.
Oh no, I'm scared. I might owe him $20.
Yes, you win $20.
Oh boy! $20 on the wheel.
Hey!
She's a winner. We're gonna have to give you $20.
Put it into the festival.
Well, good news, because you're actually going to be in New York City, so we can physically hand you $20 at the festival. Folks, we're going to be in New York City on December 9th with Richard and Anastasia Elfman. We want you to join us. Get your tickets today. The link is in the description. You can get half off tickets, STS23. We're going to have Lloyd Kaufman from Trauma Entertainment. We're going to have Richard and Anastasia Elfman presenting their film, Bloody Bridget, and performing live
music and burlesque.
That's right, live music and burlesque. We have the New York City Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment providing assets to filmmakers for anybody who's looking to make movies in New York City.
The mayor is my friend.
Now we got him. Thank you, Professor Wang, for connecting us with the mayor. Charles Kaufman, Gary Francis Roche. What was the inspiration behind Bloody Bridget?
Anastasia.
Yeah, good. We practiced that one.
I do right. Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Thank you.
That's probably the coolest answer too. My wife. Dylan asks, "What is Anastasia's favorite horror film, or what's Richard's favorite horror film?"
That's always hard. Why? I don't know. It depends. I mean, one of my favorite horror comedies is Death Becomes Her, and then more of a I don't know. I mean, all the classics.
And she's a Lon Chaney senior silent movie fanatic.
I am.
Yeah, we see his Phantom of the Opera on TV a lot. God, what do I like? I love Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
I love Insidious.
Yeah.
Love Death Becomes Her. And I grew up on Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein, of course. Beetlejuice. Nightmare Before Christmas.
All of these are classic movies. Hey, so Josh Milliken. Hi, Josh Milliken.
Josh. Hi, Joshua.
Oh, these are the questions from before. Heidi, Drew Maverick, Juliana Prescott, Marv. He's promoting Kill Dolly Kill.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much.
Good friend.
So, folks, if anybody has any other questions, it's just about time for us to move on to nominees. We're going to be announcing, and not all nominees, folks. We got quite a few nominees. We're going to be announcing them over the next few weeks. We're going to be announcing nominees live at the show. This is just the very, very first batch of nominees. We'll be announcing a few today, right now. Gary says Psycho, I think, is my favorite movie of all time. It's a great movie.
Oh, yeah, Psycho.
Diabolique is another good one, too, if you've seen that.
Oh, the Haunting, the original Haunting from 1961.
That's a great one, the black and white one.
Yeah. You don't even hardly any effects at all, and it scares the shit out of you.
I love when the door just bows outward. It's just really creepy looking. All right, folks. So it's about that time. It's nominee time. We're going to start off by announcing the nominees for Best Student Film. So the nominees for Best Student Film are Book of the Old Ways, Exit, Marcel the Muscle Man, Missing in the Midwest, and Roadkill Jamboree. Folks, some of these will be in the live show. Some will be in the virtual show. Exit and Missing in the Midwest specifically will be in the live show in New York City. Exit is about an unwanted encounter in an elevator. Missing in the Midwest is about the director's relative who was actually kidnapped by a real criminal and interviews her relative about the experience of being physically kidnapped. So it's a real crime piece, and it's a very, very powerful short documentary. Should we check out Abattoir? Interesting film. Oh, they're asking about movies. Something else before we announce the next category. We have Best LGBT, but first I asked you all to email me your posters, and I said I would shout out the first few posters that got sent, and I got quite a few interesting ones. And the first one I'm going to shout out really quickly is Ghosts of the Void. This one actually was nominated last year for Best Feature, and this movie just got VOD. It's going to be on VOD platforms this week. It's an indie thriller. It was nominated for Best Feature last year called The Lot, and went on to win Scariest Movie at Popcorn Frights Film Festival. And you can pick it up this weekend. It's distributed by the Horror Collective. So congratulations, Ghost of the Void. We love hearing the winning stories. We love hearing success stories. Acorn. Acorn was a fantastic piece. Thank you for sharing Acorn. Lester Haywood, The Plague Doctor. Monsters. Spencer Simmons Monsters, to be precise. Spencer, if in the audience, please give us giving you a shout out. Let us know you're here. Scream a Little Scream 3D. I know you guys are in the audience, and I happen to like how your title sounds very sing-songy. It makes me want to sing Scream a Little Scream 3D. Excellent. Split Second. This is selected for Shockfest and is going to be screening at the New York show. So Richard and Anastasia, this movie will be screening on the same day as your film, Split Second. We got two more. The Power of Grief. It's a short film done with actual puppetry, marionette puppetry. And
cool.
We Suck at the End of the World. It's a comedy. It's a sequel, actually, for a film that was screened last year at Shockfest. Those are the poster shout-outs. Thank you so much. Hey, Spencer Simmons is in the audience. Thanks for the shout-out. Thank you for sharing your piece, Spencer. Have you. New batch of movies look enticing. Dylan, they're not just enticing, they're awesome. This is probably the best year in films that we've had. Every year, I'm always impressed with what we get. And I got to thank all the filmmakers, not just Richard and Anastasia, but all of you for tuning in and all of you for being a part of this. It's because of you we do this, and it's because of you that we keep doing this. So thank you, guys. And Richard, Anastasia, you two will be at Shockfest in New York City and on the virtual show with us. So if you want to hang out with us.
I'm sorry, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
This is an artist question.
Okay.
What is it about Anastasia, your muse? She is your muse. What is it about her? The one thing that inspires you?
God, I don't know if it's her beauty, intelligence, originality, charm, or good heart, or her bloody horror sense. Maybe the bloody horror sense.
I love it.
When it's all 10 cylinders, that's something beautiful. 100%. So we got one more category to announce, folks, and that is Best LGBT. Actually, we have two more categories to announce. Best LGBT and Best Short. And then that'll be it for today. We'll be doing more of these every week. But for now, let's do the Best LGBT. The nominees for the Best LGBT films of Shockfest Film Festival of 2023 are All Nighter, Blue, The Homosexuals, A Social Media Tragedy, Guys at Parties Like It, and The Haunted Baby Carriage from Hell. Folks, if you're in the audience, shout it out. Let us know that you're here. These are the nominees. Like I said, some of these are screening on the virtual, some are on the live, but these are all films of Shockfest. And finally, one more category before we wrap up nominees. Best Short. The nominees for the Best Short category are Black Maria, Butterscotch, Split Second, The Book of Light, and wait for it. These are the best nominees for the best short films of Shockfest Film Festival. We have a ton of nominees to go. We will be announcing them over the next several weeks. Thank you so much. Hey, Thiago says congratulations on for all the LGBT films. Love the old school VHS cover. Yes, that was what was that? Haunted Baby Carriage from Hell, I think. It was really cool looking for sure.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, may I say something?
No, yes, what's up, Arabella?
Butterscotch was so scary. Is Alexander Deeds the director in the audience?
Alexander Deeds, are you in the audience? Gosh, that movie was great.
It was
Alex,
so scary. Everyone needs to see it.
Alex, and it's going to be at Shockfest. It's on the virtual show, Butterscotch. That film, it's special, and when it was nominated for a reason. That filmmaker, Alexander, he made another film a couple years ago called Jumping Jacob, and that was probably the scariest short film I've ever seen. Congrats to all the nominees. Folks, we got one final prize we're going to give away. We're going to give this away to one of you folks in the audience. Earlier, I had asked you to write the word Elfman in the audience, and one of you will be getting this spooky baby head with creepy spider legs. It is a prize from our sponsor, Halloween Adventure. Halloween Adventure is the greatest Halloween costumes and decor in New York City and, of course, all the world. Their drop shipping options will be available soon. Check them out on Instagram, NYC_Halloween Adventure. Guys, it's because of Halloween Adventure that we're able to put Shockfest on for you. Go ahead and give them a like. Go ahead and follow them. We're really grateful. Let's go ahead and award the individual who won this prize. One of you wrote Elfman in the comments, and the winner, of course, is Ashley Lynn. Ashley,
Yes.
win prize. Congratulations. We will be sending this prize to you. It's a pleasure to have you tuning in on the show. Thank you so much, everybody. And, of course, congratulations to all the filmmakers. Some people from the film The Pandemic Dilemma are here now, and supporters as well that will buy tickets for December 2nd. Thiago, thank you. And congratulations. His film, The Pandemic Dilemma, was selected for Shockfest. So we're really grateful to have you. Thank you so much, guys. Get your tickets now. Link in the description for both the live show and the virtual show. Does anybody have any other questions for Richard and Anastasia before we wrap this up? Write in the comments if you have questions for Richard and Anastasia. Richard and Anastasia, how can we find you guys on social media?
Well, we're both on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, it's Richard Elfman, Anastasia Elfman, and all of our films have their own film pages. And then on Instagram, he's under Richard Elfman, and I'm under my stage name, Dahlia DeMont, and all of our films have their own official Instagram pages. And for his Forbidden Zone page, most Fridays we do a fun, inclusive fan art Friday, and so it features and spotlights a lot of his fans' artwork. That's including Forbidden Zone or his other films, or just like Oingo Boingo or Mystic Knights, or even just like Elfman, themed artwork or cosplay or makeup, stuff that's themed that. So it's fun.
A quick recent story about Richard Elfman artwork. We were in Dallas. I'm drunk doing our Q&A, and I say, I'll sign anything. So I had 4 or 5 asses to sign after the show, but I gave them some great original artwork.
That's awesome. Oh, folks, yeah, did we get the did Sherry get the spelling right on that? Are your handles correct here? Richard Elfman and Dahlia DeMont?
Not mine.
Oh, let's fix. Sherry, how dare you? You ruined it. You gotta go in the snake pit.
It's okay.
Okay. How do we spell that?
The first one's fine. It's DIMONT.
DIMO. You got that, Sherry? All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bad girl, Sherry. Very, very bad. Very bad.
No,
we
perfect.
keep her in the cage for reasons. So, all right, folks. Does anybody have any questions for Richard and Anastasia before we wrap this up? Dylan's here on the save. He's sharing the handle right there.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Richard and Anastasia. Really appreciate you sharing your stories and insights. And thank you guys for joining us. This has been an incredible Shockfest Radio Hour. Richard, Anastasia, we can't wait to see you at Shockfest, both the virtual and the live. Is there anything?
Shockfest. Can't wait to come to New York.
Yes, thank you.
New York's going to be awesome, and now's the time to get your tickets, folks. Don't forget, link in the description. We will see you soon, and we are here. You can hit me up anytime. You can email me at shockfestfilmfestival@gmail.com if you have questions. Charles, you were asking about the email address to send your address. That's it. That's all. That's it, folks. We will be back next week, and we look forward to seeing you all at the Shockfest Radio Hour. I am Jeffrey McCobb, Festival Director, and I will see you in New York City. I will see you at Filmocracy, and I will see you in your nightmares.
This is your Shockfest Radio Hour.
Can you erase this? What you listening to?
What you listening to?
What you listening to?
What you listening to?
What you listening to? The Shockfest Radio Hour.